the fake charity that stole from kind hearts. It begins the same way every time, with a story that feels impossible to ignore. A sick child in need of urgent care. A disaster-struck village desperate for food and shelter. A heartfelt plea that makes you pause, reflect, and reach for your wallet. In moments like these, generosity feels instinctive. You don't question, you act. Because helping others is part of what makes us human. But what if that moment of kindness is exactly what someone is counting on? Not to help others, but to help them. What if the charity behind the message isn't real, and the suffering it claims to fight is just a carefully crafted illusion? This isn't fiction. The case of Kids Wish Network revealed how millions of dollars donated by compassionate people were diverted away from those in need. It's a story that exposes not just a scam, but a system designed to exploit trust at its deepest level. Let's watch. 1. The birth of a convincing illusion. Every successful scam begins with credibility, and Kids Wish Network mastered that from the start. The organization presented itself as a non-profit dedicated to granting wishes to children with life-threatening illnesses, a mission that naturally resonated with donors. Its branding was polished and professional. The name itself sounded similar to legitimate organizations, creating immediate familiarity. The website featured emotional imagery, heartfelt testimonials, and stories that painted a picture of hope and transformation. To the average donor, there was no obvious reason to doubt its authenticity. But beneath the surface, the foundation was built on illusion. Many of the stories lacked verifiable details, and the organization's operations were far less impactful than advertised. Still, the appearance of legitimacy was enough. In the world of charitable giving, perception often becomes reality, and that's exactly what the creators relied on. 2. Emotional manipulation as a powerful tool. The success of Kids Wish Network was not accidental, it was psychological. The organization understood that people don't donate based on data, they donate based on emotion. Campaigns were carefully designed to evoke empathy. Images of sick children, urgent appeals for help, and emotionally charged language created a sense of immediate responsibility. Donors were made to feel that their contribution could directly save or transform a life. This emotional pressure left little room for skepticism. When faced with a story that tugs at the heart, most people don't stop to verify financial reports or organizational transparency. They act quickly, driven by compassion. This strategy turned kindness into a vulnerability. It wasn't just about asking for money, it was about creating a narrative so compelling that questioning it felt almost wrong. 3. Aggressive fundraising behind the scenes. One of the most revealing aspects of Kids Wish Network was its reliance on aggressive fundraising tactics. Unlike many reputable charities that focus on impact, this organization focused on volume raising as much money as possible, as often as possible. Telemarketing played a major role. Professional fundraising companies were hired to call potential donors, often using scripted emotional appeals. These companies were paid significant commissions, meaning a large portion of every donation never reached the charity itself. This created a troubling cycle. More money was spent asking for donations than actually helping people. Yet, because the fundraising efforts were so widespread, the organization appeared successful and influential. Visibility became a substitute for legitimacy. The more people saw the charity, the more they trusted it, without realizing that the visibility was driven by profit, not purpose. 4. Where the money really went. Perhaps the most shocking revelation about Kids Wish Network was how little of the donated money was used for its stated mission. Investigations found that over a decade, the organization raised nearly $127 million, yet only a tiny fraction of that amount went toward actually helping children. The majority was spent on fundraising costs, administrative expenses, and payments to professional solicitors. In some cases, executives and associated companies benefited financially, enjoying comfortable lifestyles funded by donations meant for vulnerable children. This wasn't just inefficiency, it was exploitation. Donors believed they were making a difference, but in reality, their contributions were being redirected for purposes far removed from the cause they supported. The gap between promise and reality was staggering, and it highlighted a harsh truth: not all charities operate with integrity. 5. The investigation and exposure, the truth about Kids Wish Network, didn't come to light overnight. It took years of investigation by journalists and watchdog organizations to uncover the full extent of the deception. Reports revealed that the charity consistently ranked among the worst in terms of how donations were used. Financial records showed disproportionate spending on fundraising compared to actual charitable work. As these findings became public, the organization's reputation collapsed. Donors who once trusted it felt betrayed, and the broader public began to question the integrity of charitable organizations as a whole. The exposure served as a wake-up call. It demonstrated that even well-known charities can operate in ways that contradict their mission, and that transparency is essential in maintaining public trust. 6. The ripple effect on society. The impact of the Kids Wish Network scandal extended far beyond the organization itself, shaking trust across the entire landscape of charitable giving. For donors, the emotional toll was profound. Many felt embarrassed and disillusioned, questioning their judgment and becoming more cautious sometimes, even withdrawing from charitable giving altogether. That hesitation, while understandable, created a lasting ripple effect. Legitimate charities were among the hardest hit. Organizations doing real, life-changing work suddenly faced increased skepticism. Even with transparency and proven impact, they had to work twice as hard to earn trust that had once been freely given. Donations slowed, and critical programs risked losing support. Most heartbreaking of all were the intended beneficiaries, the children and families who were supposed to receive help. The funds that could have provided relief, care, or opportunity were instead lost to greed and deception. This case illustrates a harsh reality. Fraudulent charities don't just steal money. They damage trust, weaken generosity, and disrupt the entire system meant to help those in need. 7. Lessons learned and how to protect your kindness. The story of Kids Wish Network offers important lessons for anyone who genuinely wants to make a difference. First, always verify a charity before donating. Take time to review financial transparency, independent watchdog ratings, and evidence of real-world impact. Trustworthy organizations are open about where the money goes and how it is used. Second, be cautious of high-pressure tactics. Scammers often create urgency to push quick decisions, hoping donors won't stop to investigate. Genuine charities understand the importance of trust and will give you the space to make informed choices. Third, pay attention to fund allocation. If most of the money is spent on fundraising or administrative costs rather than actual aid, it's a warning sign that something isn't right. Finally, remember that awareness strengthens generosity rather than weakening it. Being informed allows you to give with confidence and purpose. When you combine compassion with careful judgment, your contributions become more meaningful, ensuring that your support truly reaches those who need it most. Outro. The story of Kids Wish Network stands as a powerful reminder of both the vulnerability and strength within human nature. On one hand, it exposes how easily trust can be manipulated when emotions are involved, and how compassion, one of our greatest qualities, can be exploited by those with dishonest intentions. Carefully crafted appearances, emotional narratives, and persuasive messaging can create an illusion that feels real enough to bypass skepticism. Yet beyond the deception lies a more important truth: people genuinely care. The willingness to help others, even strangers, reflects the best side of humanity. That instinct to give should never be lost. It should be protected and refined. Instead of becoming cynical, individuals can become more informed. learning how to identify transparency, accountability, and real impact. When generosity is combined with awareness, it transforms into something far more powerful. It ensures that help reaches those who truly need it rather than being misused. Scams may challenge trust, but they don't erase the good in people. With knowledge and vigilance, kindness can remain strong, purposeful, and capable of creating meaningful change in the world. Let us know in the comments what you think about the fake charity that stole from kind hearts, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more captivating content on our YouTube channel.